Looks like we have a warning message for this week. Let's get into it for the week beginning January 28th, 2019.
Nothing in between ever met you lost. When you were born there was thunder, fire lit in the sky as to lead astray. Now heavy rain pours out of you.
Hello everyone, it's Michelle Patterson here with Angel Souls. Thank you so much for watching. Before we begin, if you would like a personal reading, just go to my website at angelsouls444.com, the services tab. Please remember that when I say I am running ahead of schedule, that means first come, first serve. So I will have usually a lot of people come in and request readings, and then people who wait a day even, or sometimes a week. Now you're almost up to normal time again. So if you want a reading, make sure you get in as soon as you see this. And if you want to know when I'm posting, you have to hit the notification bell on after you subscribe. You hit the notification bell. As soon as you see the notification come up, you can check the status here about where I am on readings. Now, I think I'm going to be going back to readings tomorrow. I think I'm up to anybody who has requested on day 18. But because of how the readings came in, once I get through a day's work tomorrow, I should be pretty ahead of schedule again. So, famous last words, but whenever you hear that, if you want a reading, get in line, okay? Of course, I have all the courses up over at Gumroad. I leave all that information down below. Special thank you to all my Patreon supporters. If you would like to support me on Patreon as well, again, all the information is down below. So this week, a little weird. So much light, you're not going to be able to see this, I don't think. But look at how they didn't really do like the long writing. It was just sort of like snippets. And they were saying to me, we'll leave you to explain this. So they began saying land erosion, homes collapsing on shores and mountains. And then they had me kind of put a line. So there's two separate things that they're really talking about here. And I'm going to tune more into that and let you guys know. I'm not getting a firm feel of where, I'm sorry, I know this isn't very helpful, but I'm not getting a firm feel about where this is, but I see homes cracking and collapsing. This could be sinkholes. These could be landslides. These could be, I guess, earthquakes, but that didn't really come up. I could be wrong, but please, please, please be careful. If we get heavy rains in the coming weeks and the land seems a little soggy or whatever, make sure you're very, very diligent about being safe, especially if you live in a region where the ground could be unsteady. I live here in Colorado Springs, and the region I live in, actually not far away from where I live, there have been homes that have collapsed and just kind of fell apart because the land was unstable. So just be aware of that. Let me see if there's anything else coming up around that. Yeah, they're showing me more waves crashing. I mean, there will probably be world events, but this does feel like natural things. Now, the potential for people to survive this could be good it's not to make you paranoid, but just be aware. Obviously, God forbid, if there is an earthquake, there could be a tsunami. If there's a tsunami, make sure you evacuate if you can. If again, as I gave the example already, if there's heavy rain and the land could be a little unstable, make sure you evacuate, okay? I don't know if it's going to happen this week. I think there might even be something that comes up that we learn about how to prevent these things as well. So, I don't know. I want to give the example, the message of get your homes inspected, especially if you're in a high-risk area, okay? So there's that part. And then we get into this weird thing, which I'm not going to lie, I'm a little uncomfortable bringing this out because people love to come at the messenger, right? But they start going into escapism, cults, cult mentality, reevaluating beliefs, a turning point. This will be of great relief. Take this slowly. Keep time to center. So make sure you're very, very grounded and centered. What some have what some have twisted is not what is true. Okay, so a lot of people have taken what they want to see about the world, their perspective of the world, and twisted it around and kind of put it out there. And then people who are very, very vulnerable, or who like to be in a victim mentality, that exists, that absolutely exists. There are people who are constantly victimizing themselves so that people will care for them. Okay, it's a real thing. They're wanting us to come to some understanding around that, okay, and seeing what's really there. They go on to say, illusions are illuminated. That's a big one. Illusions are illuminated. Be steady, for some will feel lost. We leave you to this. They're talking to me to explain all this. Message and surround. Wait, what? I can't. You guys know when I do auto writes, I'm just scratching it down. I'm not really seeing what I'm writing. So now I have to read what I'm trying to figure out what I wrote. We leave you to this. Message and surround you with all love, angels. Okay, cool. So that cult mentality, oh my God, here we go. So there, how do I begin this? The spiritual community is a very motley crew, right? It's a very, I don't know. There's just so many different people in the spiritual community with different belief systems. And some of it is trying to just be with like-minded people. We hear this thing of find your tribe, find your tribe, find your tribe. But where does that become, again, a part of escapism? Where is that just sort of enabling? And what I mean by that, again, I'm no psychologist. I'm not an expert in that area. And I would invite anybody who is an expert in this area to give us your take in the comments down below. But I wonder, again, just wondering if there aren't people who have, schizoaffective disorder, or schizotopal, if I'm saying that right, disorder. And that's just a couple of examples where they come in because they can find like-minded people who all believe in the same things, and then they're not finding treatment. I want to really, really stress that if we're going to function as healthy human spiritual beings, right, we can't give over to magical thinking. And it's funny that I'm even saying that because I was still feeling nostalgic this week, and I went over and got another deck that was one of the first decks that I bought. I bought two at the same time. One I used last week and one I'm going to use this week. And it's all about magic, but I'm still going to go ahead and use it. But I think what they're saying here is be careful with that magical thinking. Be careful with the escapism. And that's going to rub a lot of people the wrong way. They're going to maybe unsubscribe. They're going to complain. I'm going to get the emails saying, how dare you, Michelle? And they get abusive. Like it's scary and it's sad. And yet we're getting it here and saying this cult-like mentality in some areas where, you might have that person. I tell you guys all the time, you might have somebody who wants to feed off of other people's vulnerabilities showing up and trying to be a guru, right? And then when people are vulnerable, they go over and they believe everything that person is saying, and then at some point they're going to be devastated. And I can't remember the name of the group. What was the group that, I don't want to say too many words here because I know kids watch, the mass event that had to do with the comet, okay? Again, kids watch, so I don't want to go too deep with this. But that's what happens when we don't take care of all of us, all the layers of us. We get into that kind of mentality, and we so believe, and unfortunately, we want to believe this. That's kind of what I want to say, because I think, and I'm generalizing, so please forgive the generalizing, but I think that people, when they're seeking something, especially when they don't feel loved when they're a kid, when they see how scary the world is, they just want to go find people that can understand them. That's, a basic human need, I think, is to be loved and understood. And so when we kind of get into that space of, people are just so raw and so hurt that they just have to go somewhere to get something. We see people do this outside of our community, and they maybe get into drug use, or maybe they lean on food, or, something like that. And I think what they're trying to get at here is that we're missing the mark with hitting the true nature of our souls. We're missing the mark on trying to heal ourselves. It needs to be a more rounded approach. And they're saying something is going to be made apparent. Illusions will be revealed, right? we could go on and on about this. I don't think it's necessary to, but please be careful about what you sort of put your energy into believing. And, you know, there's no magical solution. You signed on to be human, and so you're going to have to be human. And we can't get on other people for being human, right? It's one of the things, if you are, you know, just saying on YouTube, if you have a spiritual YouTube channel. I mean, I've been at this for 5 years. I only have 47,000 subscribers. Why? Because I refuse to get on here and tell you about twin flames. Oh, isn't that such a hook? Oh, let's talk about your twin flames coming back. Whatever will you do? Those are called hook readings, guys. Do what you're going to do. But I'm telling you, I'm not going to go down that road of like manipulating people and whatever. If you want to come for the information, come. If you don't, you can go somewhere else. God bless you. But there are a lot of tricks at play here, and people are being manipulated, and they just, like zombies, walk right into it. They walk right into it. And that's all I'm going to say about it. Let's get on to the cards. All right, everybody. So the ironic deck that I'm going to be using is the Magical Mermaids and Dolphins deck. Take it with a grain of salt. Okay, again, some of the wording on these cards is even very, very dated. So let's just see what we have for this week. I'm going to put, you know, working with my angels and your angels and all the angels that want to, you know, come and help. So let's put some energy around this. An ending, a great ending. Ooh, it's like something comes down and just cracks, and it shakes all of our belief systems. All right. Not all will be revealed to like such a great extent, but it's going to make us step back and go, whoa, wait a minute, maybe I shouldn't give into that kind of thinking. All right. So the first card up we have for this week is synchronicity. Your prayers and questions are being answered by synchronistic events. Notice them in order to increase their flow. So immediately, you notice I keep feeling like I have to close my eyes this week. I don't know. It's kind of a heavy message, but the synchronicity card is quite nice because it's leading you towards this understanding. And so it could be a very, very unexpected event suddenly does enough to shake us out of what we thought we believed in. On a more surface level, synchronicities could lead to opportunities, absolutely. And maybe that's a part of it too. You know, some sort of opportunity comes up and maybe you're like, no, I always felt like I had to self-sabotage because if I'm successful, then that means I'm giving in to something evil. Right? Or if I'm making money and actually able to pay my bills, then that's bad because if you're really spiritual, you should be suffering in some way. People have this mentality. I mean, it's all over the place. You know what I mean? So I think we're going to start realizing what balance really means and being grounded. Okay? So then we have stay optimistic. This is where it might get a little uncomfortable this week, but it feels more like, you know, when you look at your home and you're like, dang, I got a lot of clutter. And boy, does it stink having to go through your closets and donate, or, you know, you always got like bags of things laying around. You know that feeling? But once it's done, you're so glad it happened. It feels like that. There's a little bit of like house cleaning, if you want to think of it that way, around how we see ourselves, how we see how we exist, and what we've been told is true. And it's not just in a mainstream way. There's a lot, as I said during the Autowrite, there's a ton of manipulation going on with spiritual talks, readings. You know, the more thrilling and mysterious it is, the more we eat it up. And there's no one to blame but ourselves because we keep buying into it. So stay optimistic as things start crumbling around you, okay? Your dreams are coming true. Don't quit right before the miracle occurs. So it may seem like things are getting kind of turbulent, or you might feel like they said in the Autowrite, you know, a little bit lost. Stay optimistic. You're going to come through it and it's going to be fine. You'll be better for it. You'll be better for it. Okay, so then we have Father Healing. Before I even read the card, this feels like how we heal. Okay, so hang with me as I say this, because it feels like healing around God and our relationship to God, source, creator, the universe, whatever you call it. I have a very, very wide audience here. So whatever you call that higher power. And they're kind of, I think, bringing this up because they're saying we still are in this mentality of this authority figure that will punish us, that will bring the wrath. You know, if that were true, this earth would have been destroyed long, long, long ago. Some of you might argue, if you really are into the Bible, you say, well, it was destroyed once, you know, kind of thing, but why not since? we never shaped up. We never got our groove on the way maybe we should have. But this father healing, I think, is a sort of, it could literally mean healing a relationship with a father figure, an authority figure, but this feels more spiritual than that. Healing your relationship with a higher power. If you see that higher power as male, why? And it's coming to terms with that. Now, the card actually says your personal power increases as you give any father-related issues to heaven. You know I say a prayer every night, the Lord's Prayer. I say, our Father who art in heaven. Yes. Okay, so it's going along those lines. Healing what that means for you. All right. And then the final card before we get on to a color card. Okay. Now we have mother healing. Wow. As your feelings toward your mother heal, your desires manifest more rapidly and accurately. This is healing how we see the divine and letting it equal. It's neither father nor mother. It's not male or female. That's how we humans perceive it. And this definitely feels like balancing those aspects within us as well. Of course, as always, you could take it quite literally. But look at these two together. I mean, maybe that's it. The face of God has no gender, right? Now, people will argue. Again, not in the mood. I'm not here to... Just don't, okay? Don't come for me, okay? Just doing my job here. So this could, though, be very, very soothing almost. Like, oh, thank God. You know, when you have, let me give another stupid analogy. You know when you have like a sore muscle and somebody presses on it and you're like, oh my God. And yet you want them to keep working it out because it's, you know, it's going to start feeling better. It has that kind of thing. But we're definitely healing the divine masculine and divine feminine aspects within us, and healing our relationship to a higher power, or the power, the metaphysical, you know, whatever kind of thing, however you view it, because each and every one of us is equipped to view it in a certain way. You're healing that relationship. Yes? Okay. Now, let's get on. Oh, is that right? Okay. One card fell out. It's Ruby, rejuvenate your body. The number is 8. So Ruby is about love, and this is about feeling divine love, I feel. This week is very, very spiritual, and rejuvenating your body is getting back in touch with your body, and that means your body on every level: mental, emotional, spiritual, physical. Okay. So again, this is a general reading. We can't sit here all day trying to, you know, call out what it is for everybody, but we need to find the love again. We need to find the balance, and we need to start with ourselves. So now we're going to pull another one. Why not? All right. Okay. We have, for this week, another red card. We have Rose, attract a relationship. The number is 6. Again, if you are really, you're just love obsessed, you're just always looking for your next partner, you're always looking to not ever be alone. Yeah, I mean, you could stay in that frequency and take this as, oh, in a relationship, don't expect it to be permanent. Or if it is permanent, it's because you're forcing it, and it may not be authentic. But Rose is blessings. Rose is real love. It's, again, that feeling. These are both love cards. These are both love cards. That feeling of divine, blessed love by a deeper understanding. Yes, and not twisting things around, as the Autowrite said, not twisting things around in our brains so that it's comfortable, so it's a nice, neat, tidy little story that makes us forget our past, that makes us forget what happened before, makes us feel soothed, okay? We're growing up. We're becoming more spiritually mature. And I think we're going to start having to go to the next level a little bit here. And that's not about ascension. I know it's become like such a huge buzzword, People use it so much it doesn't even mean anything anymore. This is forgetting all the rhetoric and really connecting in. And it's going to be messy at first, but there is so much love. There's so much love. Can you see my little heart back there all lit up? It's all about the love. All right, guys. So we're going to leave it there. Have a beautiful week. And of course, as always, I'm sending you so much love. Take care.
Come and ease this obsession. Full force dispossess. Come and quiet this aggression. If we met in a year or two, would you set your eyes on me? Wear your heart on your sleeve. Nothing in between.